It is Wednesday, May 30th, 2018. This is a very brief meeting of the Westwood Board of Selectmen prior to entering town meeting. We will do the Pledge of Allegiance at town meeting as there is no flag in this room. The first order of business is the reorganization of the Board of Selectmen. As those present and those watching know, the town of Westwood has open town meeting and then is governed by an executive board of 3 members, one of which runs every year. So we serve 3-year terms. No one of us ever runs against each other, and it's a model that has served Westwood well. In Westwood's tradition, the cycle for the Board of Selectmen and the town, and the election cycle and the town meeting cycle ends really tonight, or begins tonight, depending on how you look at it, for the next year. And so for me, and my second year on the board, as tradition would have it, I served as the chair, and it really was quite an honor. And it was an exciting year for Westwood. And there are so many highlights that we will review at the proper time. But I think just for me, I will always remember opening the fire station and the police station and attending the groundbreaking of the water treatment plant in Dedham. So I really appreciate being able to serve as the master of ceremonies and leading everybody. And I'm so pleased with the way that we do this by tradition, and excited to pass the reins over to someone else.
You ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so I move that we nominate Michael Walsh to serve as chairman for the upcoming year, starting with the close of town meeting.
And I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
I hope you accept.
I'll take the aye.
And the next motion is that I move to nominate John Hickey to serve as clerk for the upcoming year, again upon the conclusion of the annual town meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And finally, we will congratulate Nancy Hyde on her re-election
Thank you.
and the start of a new term. And I would this time nominate Nancy to the role as the 3rd member.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Moving on. So the board needs to vote to accept a donation from Panda Express for the Youth and Family Services Department after its grand opening scheduled for late June. And we had Panda Express here at our last meeting for licensure issues and things like that. Do you want to just talk a little bit about your interaction with them and what this is?
Sure, absolutely. Okay. So Ann Jackson, who is their corporate community ambassador, reached out on April 30th via email. We've had email communication since then, asking if they would like to, if we would like to partner with them for their launch day, which happens after their opening day at the end of June. So the date for that launch day would be July 13th. And they do this in every place that they open up a Panda Express. They partner with a local town department or nonprofit and it seems as if youth and family is something that they do particularly as a group. So they were looking when their new store opens up to have us as a partner. And what that means for us is that we would spread the word. So our part in that would be spreading the word and saying, hey, go out and support Youth and Family Services by dining at Panda Express on their launch day. And they provided us with an example flyer where people, have a kind of coupon code that they can use or bring with them, and 20% of the proceeds from that will go to the Youth and Family Services Department as a donation.
That's great.
Yeah, it was wonderful. This was my first time being involved in that kind of process, so it was great to know, like, okay, you get approached, and then we clarified some things. I know there was a question about who would our point person be, and Ann Jackson said, she would be our point of communication. There would be someone who was a part of the franchise once they are up and running that would actually do the presentation of the monies.
That's great.
And she couldn't name that person at this time.
Thank you.
Mike, are we allowed to accept donations like that into, what kind of account do we use?
Go into a gift account that would be established for their personal use. It doesn't require appropriation.
And Youth and Family Service has an established gift and grants account that we accept donation. We just haven't had a donation from a for-profit entity before.
And what do you, just give us examples of the types of things you use that money towards?
Oh, sure. So any kind of novel programming, so pilot programming that we wouldn't have in our current budget. So something that comes to mind, a donation had come in a few years ago from Westwood Women's Club and we used it to pilot a girls group program. where we have a 12-week group for girls in 4th through 6th grade. They're really focused on social issues that we know are common for girls at that age. And that pilot program became one of our regular programs. So we were able to incorporate it once we knew that it was viable and it was up and running. So it gives us the freedom to try new things. That's already part of
That's
the
great,
project.
yeah, okay. Anything? Take a motion.
I move that the Board of Selectmen accept the funds that are collected at the Panda Express launch day that will be donated to the Youth and Family Services Department.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. Okay, great.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Danielle, that's great. It's nice to be able to reach out when you do money,
I know.
right?
I know. And it's nice to come before you guys, not asking. Someone else is giving.
Touche, I like that. So the annual town meeting articles and presentations, just before we get into these names on the agenda, there is something, Mike, to be read for Hale?
Yes, there is.
And will you do that, Nancy? Okay.
What's the order? Because
Well, that's what I was just gonna say, I mean, I think if.
I thought Hale would be
Hale
the
was
first.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
This isn't one of the ones she just gave us?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't realize. it was-
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
okay.
that's good.
So Hale is Nancy.
I'm gonna check it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So, do you wanna do?
I'll do
Trevor?
Trevor. I'll do
No.
Trevor.
You
No,
don't?
oh, Steve is not getting it. Steve's just
No,
decided
Steve is
no.
not getting it.
Oh, he's not?
He's
No.
staying
He
involved,
decided that
so.
he didn't.
Oh, okay.
He's staying involved.
So you'll do Trevor?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I have to be honest, Nancy, you kind of have known at least Brian and Tony.
And Mike.
And do you wanna do all three?
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
If you, do you wanna do all three?
Sure.
I think that just makes sense. You,
Okay.
you served with the longest.
Just so you know that.
Keep waiting.
I know.
Alice Moore will be Jim O'Sullivan, and then the pattern Hearn will be me. All right.
Yeah, so I'll just do Trevor.
Okay, this is Trevor, and I'll just do Pat. Right?
Yep.
That makes sense? Okay. Terrific. Mike, does that work?
Yep, that works.
Mike, we're not going into executive session, correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm still working on it.
No, that's fine. We have another meeting. With that, is there anything else? Okay. So the Board of Selectmen will next meet on June 11th, 2018, at 7:30 PM in the community room at the police station. After our adjournment this evening, we will be heading into a town meeting in the Westwood High School Gymnasium. All are welcome to attend, still plenty of time to get here. Crowd is filling up, so please join us. Want a motion?
I move we adjourn into town meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.